a Sight Beyond Sight entertainment production.
DJ Pastor Happy Feet of Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment. Let's go.
Welcome to the Sight Beyond Sight entertainment podcast. Here's your host, Pastor Happy Feet.
Hey y'all, this is Leandria Johnson and you're listening to Pastor DJ Happy Feet. Yes, sir.
Yo, the crew is here. We are in the building. This is the Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast, and we're here to make it do what it absolutely daggone do, even when it can't. We're here to bring you inspiration and information in all you countries. We appreciate all your support and looking forward to continually to expand on a platform near you. So, all right, this is a day that is dreary, tornado, storm, and snowing somewhere. Here in this side of the country. I think it's snowing in somewhere else, too. I think Russia still got snow.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure about Chile, but I am right now. And wouldn't mind having some.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah, right? Ty, what's up?
Not tired.
Yeah, that's what's up. Had a good day at work. You worked today.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Good. G, what's up? You good?
I'm good. I'm doing pretty good.
That's what's up. That's good, because this is one of those days you do want to curl up in the circle on the bed and go straight to sleep with all of this rain. It is raining. Church. You know, Gene?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Ty actually even worked in the church too. Because I think, what was you, administrator?
That and the usher.
Okay. You did the usher too. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Do we think church is coming more? Do y'all think church is coming more conventional, more commercialized versus being more spiritual? And I can understand, folk even getting away from religion. But what are y'all thoughts on that? Because this here topic is brewing around the country about churches commercializing and taking and not feeling more spiritual and things like that. And I get more into that to hear your thoughts on this.
I believe that had some semblance of truth, mainly because it's coming more off as being more of a country club or some kind of an elite status club, because more churches are trending to go more by rules and regulations and bylaws instead of ministering to the people who come in. Because
And
somebody's
then all
coming to the
these-
church. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The lights too, because a lot of people say, I don't want to feel like I'm coming into the club.
Yeah, going to the club or going to a concert or a stadium concert because everything has been so modified. And I get it. You got to take advantage of the technology out there, but there's a line but that's drawn where the ministry now becomes more of an entertainment franchise as it is a place of healing and encouragement and worship. And then if you're epileptic, you got to worry about strobes and flashing lights and all kinds of stuff and fog machines and and all kinds of stuff like that, and multi-$1,000 sound systems and all kinds of stuff like that.
These fog machines. Have you been in that, experienced that yet, Ty?
No.
The fog machine.
No, what is that?
They've been setting up the fire. Then I was at one place that had bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
The bubble machine. Like, yo, what is going on here?
Bubbles. Weird.
In the church, and it wasn't no kid picnic party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ty, they use the fog machines as a layered effect for the scenery to make it feel like you're either at a club scene or at a stadium rock concert type of feel. Because some of the lights it work effectively more with the fog, lights going through the fog and different effects and kind of visual effects that you can do in the fog and sometimes off the fog. And you can do like some effects that will be seen on the fog as well as on the walls and then in the air too.
I'm scared of the fog because I've seen that movie.
I think they focus on the wrong man.
Say that again. How you? Oh, you had your case on or off the last time? How we did that?
It's on like last time.
Okay.
She's protected.
It just it must be the ear things.
I feel like they focused on the wrong thing doing that.
So what do you think they lost? They lost the church has started losing their touch with, I don't want to say society, I guess more or less with some people, because it's not all apparently.
I think social media changes up things now.
Okay, I'm glad that you said that. So where did we go with this live thing when the churches don't go live? Because I go live and I've been torn in between about stop going live or to keep going live.
COVID started that.
Yeah, I know it started it, but what is your thoughts of continuing it? But do you think it's still a good thing? Because some people get it, some people don't. Some want to come and some don't. Because I really feel like people home ain't paying a bit more attention than the man on the moon.
Right. I feel like if I'm watching you live, I feel like I have to be in the church to catch the Holy Spirit or to feel God's presence there. Instead of listening to it or looking at it. I feel like I need to be in the church house. Yeah.
I mean, because people listen to the word for years and years on the radios and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. But like you said, it was the pandemic that started a lot of that created the laziness of participating in church, of people disassembling themselves.
It gave them, in my opinion, a justifiable excuse not to go. It's like, a lot of people, well, see, the thing was, it was a benefit for people who can't attend, whether they're shut in or whatnot, or they're too sick to go, they can catch it online. And it became a justifiable excuse for members or like Apostle Gentry would say, citizens of the church. It gave them an opportunity to like, you know what, I'm not going to go this time. I'm just going to catch it online. And that pattern keeps going. And now they're not going and they're just catching it online. And then all of a sudden, they're not even catching it online anymore. It gave them an excuse not to go to church.
Just think about it. You could show like on TV and you have to call in and get your tithes if you want to. Now you got Cash App when you're going live. Cash App just to get your tithes. Everything changes.
Yeah, all the text to give and what else? There's another one.
Givelify, Zelle, Cash App.
Mm-hmm.
So you move with the technology and people ways to give and make it more easy to be able to give in different ways. You make that available in sources versus putting the ATM machine in the church like they've done too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. You know what messes me up? Like the when you like say like you in church, you feel the Holy Spirit, and you feeling the Holy Spirit. If you pay your tithes, Cash App, it keeps saying the cash up number over and over. That gets to me.
Yes. Okay. So so at
the
what
timing
point?
Wrong. Timing wrong.
So like when you're in the spirit, is this like during the time when they take up an offering, or this is like during the time when the preacher's
after we didn't praise God, everybody catching the Holy Spirit, then they come out with the time and saying the cash out number, you already still in the spirit and it got prophesied over. It's a distraction to me.
Yeah, with that seed. I think and the line when you talk about it happens a lot too is during the when a minister is up and they start preaching and praying on the next thing you know, they start monetizing the end of their message and start building up to the giving part and about a way to give. And exactly. We're still in the spirit and got prophesied to say, and this is where they've learned this technique to make people be able to give on an emotion. And I really feel that we ought to get away from the word pay him tithe, because that word is nowhere in the Bible. Pay. It says, all right, we got to give. Bring our tithe.
Bring your tithe. Because it's not it's a command.
Yeah.
And it's a choice up to us to do that command.
So, it ain't in the New Testament. It ain't in there. It ain't in there. I said, but Jesus said, remember, he didn't come to change the law, but to fulfill the law. And most people get it twisted and understand because they haven't seen it there.
Or they say love offering or something like that sometimes.
There you go, that seed, or plant that seed for your house, or plant that seed for your car, the prosperity seed.
Yeah, the prosperity, yeah.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong.
There's room for it, but there's just, it's a bad taste in everyone's mouth, and that's why some people don't come to churches, because they feel they're just trying to fleece people for money.
And what they used to call preachers back in the day, the old jackleg preacher.
Yep.
So, but that's what it was when they would go to a place of getting, when people get to a place of hoodwinking people out of their finances, and I think that's what makes everybody, or a lot of people upset and hurt and leave the church and not want to come to church, and then that's one of the reasons. But then you got those people that even won't show up because they're not in charge of nothing.
So until you give me a title, I ain't going, or I ain't coming back.
That part too. But say we put her over the kitchen, and next thing you know, just because she's not cooking, she ain't showing up to an event.
All right.
Will we be serving anything? No, we won't be serving anything. Well, I ain't coming to this service then.
Yeah, right. And then, but look, if you are on the way to say, and you say, no, I'm going to bring in someone to cater this time. But then you also, because you upset about it. This is just to show some support. And people don't understand how the importance of that is, of showing someone an appreciation, telling you, hey, you can take a break now. Now, those are those people with the eye spirit.
Yeah.
If I ain't in it, I don't want to do it. If I'm not involved in it, I ain't going. If I can't get anything out of it, I ain't doing it.
Right, exactly. Back to the emotional way of giving. People have given their last, and they were told that God was going to do something. And I don't know if everybody knows, but you can get sued for doing this. And I don't think people have really took the necessary or got the necessary nerve to get up to actually sue somebody for it around certain parts. But if you tell me that God said he going to open my eyes tomorrow, and my eyes don't open tomorrow, I can come back and sue you in the church that you represent. If you tell me that God is going to bless me with a house in 30 days, and 30 days show up, and I don't get that house, you emotionally and spiritually destroyed me, because you had my hopes up, and this is what you told me that God told you. Now, so now we're coming with a lawsuit.
Especially when it's when it's the attachment of if you give this sacrificial offering of $100, God will move on your behalf. He will heal your body. He will restore your vision. He will pay off your mortgage. You just got to give it a sacrificial offering of $100.
Not to say that it doesn't work.
Yeah. But you can't stop right there. You got to say, according to your faith. It's not me that's going to do it. It's according to your faith. You got to attach that, according to your faith, because the Bible tells us God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. So what power are you working? Are you working the power of the preacher that tells you, or are you working the power that you know that God is giving you in the word? But that's the part they leave out because they want that money. Some of them, not all of them, but it's the ones. It's the ones that do that give everybody a bad name.
Use the scripture to be able to dwindle some money out of you.
Guilt trip you or beat you over the head. You are cursed with a curse. You're going to be cursed if you don't give your money. Like, don't beat people over the head with that. It's in the Bible. Yes, it's true. But when you start browbeating people with the Bible.
Trivia fact. Have you ever been prophesied something to, and it has not came to pass yet?
Yes. It wasn't too long ago. Remember, the group was at that Friday night service, and before we left, the prophet prophesied over my life that said I was going to be in charge of a fleet of trucks that goes up and down the East Coast. And
what?
I smiled and I thank God for it, but there's just some things you just got to do just to get out of the room, because there's some things you can't believe everything that's told to you.
Hold on, what? Rewind it.
Yeah. Back up. Tell her again.
Yeah, the service was about over. It was a lot longer than we thought it would be. And she prophesied to me because she said, "You back there in the suit," and your wife went, "Yeah, that's Mr. Jesus." Well, God showed me that you are going to be in charge of some trucks, not just some trucks, a fleet of trucks. We're talking about 18-wheelers, and they're going to go all up and down the East Coast. You'll be in charge of them.
We're going to own a trucking business.
Own a trucking business. And we're not just talking a small trucking business. We're talking 7-8 figures.
And then the pastor of the house indicated to her that you couldn't see, and she tried to flip it, but she tried to make it to where it would fit the situation. Nobody is stupid. So what happened? So whatever happened to this truck business, I think is wrong. So they have got up enough goals to be able to say, yeah, but she never did put a timeline on it, right?
No,
I don't think she put it. Okay, so I think that probably wouldn't be grounds.
But technically, it still could happen, and anything's possible with God. Anything's possible,
right? And there wasn't no grounds, and she never said specifically a specific
like in 2
time.
years you're going to be. So yeah,
okay,
that was
right. So
that was an example.
So we wouldn't be able to use that in the courtroom only because it wasn't a time, because they could say, well, it hasn't happened yet.
Well, I got prophesied I was going to be a millionaire.
Okay, but they didn't say when, right?
No.
Right. Okay. So we can't sue.
When I become one, I will come back on this podcast and we'll say, hey, the prophet came through.
All right.
Well, the real question is, once you become a millionaire, will you come back on this podcast? Or you be like, deuces, y'all, I'm gone.
Yeah, exactly, man. Only enough someone. She don't ditch us. Forgot.
She'll be wearing clothes from Walmart.
She's going to give her spot to Lavender. Here, you got it, Lavender. Here you go, Lavender. You can take my spot.
Oh, no, she going to have her own podcast.
No, I can't do it without y'all. I can't do it without y'all.
I'm talking about Lavender. You're gonna have Lavender with her own podcast. I'm going to buy your own microphone.
It's gonna be a whole different generation. You're right. She need her own.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna slide on. We're gonna come right back to this. Going to slide over in our trivia fact. Mrs. G, are you ready? Yeah, no, we ain't ending it yet. I'm gonna skip all over. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. G, and his trivia facts.
Sight Beyond Sight podcast presents Random Trivia Facts with Mr. G.
And it's funny you mentioned Pluto earlier because my first random trivia fact has to do with the surface of Pluto. Pluto is unofficially a dwarf planet. It's not an official planet anymore since 2006. But just to show
now help me. Mm-hmm. Help me. When did I mention that?
It was earlier. No, you didn't say Pluto. You said Russia. My bad.
Oh, okay. Okay, man. You had me going crazy. Like, I know I'd be saying some stuff. I thought I really was going back. Okay, go ahead, man.
I got I got it on the rest of my trivia fact. Well, Pluto, all the other stuff about Pluto is true. And just to show you how small Pluto is, if you take the total land area of Russia, that's more land than the entire dwarf planet of Pluto. That's how small Pluto is.
Is what? Say that again?
The entire land area of Russia. Russia.
Well, you had brought the Russia.
What was that?
I said, that's why you had brought the, that's where the connection.
That's where the Pluto came from, yeah. I got ahead of myself. Yeah, Russia is larger than Pluto in land area.
Ain't no way.
Yeah. Yep. It is. And of course, we have a few more random trivia facts that we want to go through. Not trivia, but not random trivia facts, but real or fake state laws.
Well, yeah, let's see what Duck think about these since he's off doing what he does best, talking to a heap of people.
Well, let's see if Doug feels like he knows this one off the top of his head when he listens. In Tennessee, it is illegal to fish with a lasso.
What the what?
A lasso.
Oh.
It does sound like I said something else.
What you call me?
a lasso. Lasso. You know, the rope you tie a knot and you throw and you catch things. And
yes.
So we'll start with Ty. We haven't started with Ty in a while, so we'll start with
Ty. Yeah,
Ty.
because I think that's how she's going to be caught.
Can you repeat that?
In the state of Tennessee, it is illegal to go fishing or hunt fish with a lasso.
False.
Okay, we got a false. And Pastor?
True.
Believe it or not, it's true. It's true. It is. They actually had to make this a law because it was unsafe. People were actually catching other people and then thinking they caught fish and they would jerk them up, or they would actually get it tied up in trees and they try to get it untied and actually hang themselves. It's weird. It's weird how that. So they had to make it a law. You can't use a lasso to catch fish.
Well, Ty don't be using no lassos. I ain't even say it right. I put an SH in there somewhere. Pronounce that one again?
Yeah, that's the state of Tennessee. It is true that it is illegal to catch fish with a lasso.
Oh, with a lasso.
All right. I'm sorry. What did you say, Ty?
I didn't know if that was.
I ain't never heard it in my life. I heard it the other one I thought about. I've been called that other one, though.
I should have asked what it was.
Yeah.
This was a very interesting one right here. In the state of Minnesota, it is illegal to cross state lines with a duck on your head. Speaking of duck.
Uh-huh. What do you say about that one, Duck?
All right, we'll start with Pastor.
See, me being so sarcastic with Duck. Is it illegal to walk across the pond with a duck on your head?
in the state of Minnesota it is illegal to cross state lines with a duck on your head.
The last one, I thought you said people instead of illegal. The other one, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is
the tricky part.
Right. Because that's the part you got to listen to with that illegal and legal.
Mm-hmm.
Is it illegal to cross the state line with a duck on your head? Number one, the duck will either be in my stomach and not on my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say it's true. I mean, false, my bad.
All right. Ty?
Okay, false.
Believe it or not, it's true. It is true.
What the heck?
It had to deal with transport of. It had to do with transport of livestock and different animals. Some people would put things on their head so they can have more efficient room to carry stuff in. So they will put the birds and such on their head, like ducks and turkey and chickens and stuff like that, forgetting that some of the things that they excrete out are very, very toxic to humans. So it had to do with the safety of the humans as well as the safety of the animals themselves. Because some of them would not kill them when bringing them across. They would bring live ducks and live chickens across. And since their hands were full with the boxes and the other cages and stuff, they would set them on their head and gingerly walk across state lines. And Minnesota said, no, we can't have that because that's a safety hazard for humans and the animals. So they had to make that a law. The things they make laws for. And everyone's silence is like, what in the world? But it's true. Yeah, it's absolutely true.
I was about to voice it. I was literally about to voice it. What in the lawmakers they had going on here? All right.
In Illinois, it's illegal to eat popcorn in a movie theater. This is the state of Illinois. Start with Ty. Don't overthink this one, Ty.
I am.
Don't do it. Is it wrong to eat it?
Okay, I think they can. So. You said illegal?
It's illegal to eat popcorn in the movie theater.
So there you go.
All right, Pastor.
I'm going to say false.
Of course it's false. It's absolutely false. Why in the world would they take away their number one money maker? Because a small box of popcorn is what, $6-7.50? Depending on the urban area or the population of the area you're in. Yeah. So, yeah, of course it's false. Of course you can eat popcorn in a movie theater in Illinois. There'll be a riot if they wouldn't. Although there are some people I know that would sneak people in. They'll sneak food in anyway.
Hello. Somebody get some popcorn in there.
I'm talking not just popcorn. I know people in New Jersey that would sneak like short ribs in and like church plates and stuff like that. They would sneak that stuff in bags and
absolutely.
Not church.
Yeah. You know the plates you get with those church services back in the day when you have the dinner after the first service so you can have enough energy to go to the second service?
Yeah, the church plate.
So Miss Odessa forget to cook.
Man, that used to make me upset. Cooking this Sunday?
I don't trust her potato salad. No. Miss Odessa ain't cooking. No. I'll just go by churches and get me a 2-piece snack.
And that's Mr. G and his trivia facts.
This has been Random Trivia Facts with Mr. G. Well done, sir. Well done.
This is DJ K. Liddy, and you are now rocking with Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment. Tap in, man.
Don't go anywhere. We got more inspiration and information for you right after this.
Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment is now giving piano, drums, and vocal lessons to all those who are interested. Looking for a place for you or your group to record your project? Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment has the available studio time you're looking for. For more information on how to book your studio time or to sign up for lessons, call us 864-529-5360. Reach out to us on Facebook, Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment, or by email, sightbeyondsight7@gmail.com.
This your girl, TyBoogie, and I want to welcome you back to Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast. Enjoy.
Since we was on church and church plates, what are some of the main reasons you guys think people have, besides the pandemic, have strayed away from church? There's no right or wrong answer or no legal or illegal answer to this one. Or true or false. In your honest opinions, what do y'all think has caused people to stray away from church? And then you also can think of your experience or experiences that other people have told you about.
It can be other people that's there. It could be a lot of judgmental people there.
Yeah. Okay, a lot of judgmental.
Yeah. It could be other people. It could be, in my experience, it could be the first lady, the church I was at.
Yeah.
That was the reason why people told me they would stop coming because of that.
Oh, yeah.
It all depends on your flock. It could be the flock. You know what I'm saying? It all depends.
Okay.
So you come to church for gospel and politics. You come to get the word and get fed. Not all the extra stuff.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that is definitely true.
Some people come because they just need some help.
We don't know.
She don't cut her off. She ready. She said, hold on, what you said?
Okay. Different situations,
No, what you had said, because we missed it when G was talking.
It could be the pastor. It might be a certain church and someone to write, and they just ain't want to go listen to that,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's definitely true. Because I was when G had finished, I was definitely was gonna ask, well, like, what are like some specific things that may have happened with people that can cause someone to have go astray? I can talk and say stuff like this all day long, but I just want to hear you guys' point of view. For me, actually, even seeing it on both sides.
Yeah.
Being where you are and being where I am now.
Yeah, I feel like it could be yourself too. You might take stuff to heart too. To be yourself.
Yeah, some people outgrow churches. They outgrow what they can do. Not necessarily what they can do, but what they can learn at that church. They just got to go somewhere to get a different type of wisdom from someone else. And when that happens, you see the true feelings of some people come out, because a lot of people hold on to members as if they got a signed contract that you can't go anywhere, and they look at you in a different way if they see you outside the church, like you done burned down the church and then helped rebuild it and then burned it down again, and then talked about everybody on the way out when you just legitimately left because you felt in some reason that I have to leave, I have to get something from somewhere else. I appreciate you and I appreciate everybody here, but they just want to be that. And then going back to what Ty said about the groups and the cliques and the judgmental people, I think a lot of people don't come, or they left the church because they are so busy jumping down everybody else's throat, but don't want to talk about all the stuff they're doing. So it's a hypocrisy in their judgment. And that supersedes any kind of good word you can get, because the people, sometimes leadership, is too judgmental. The leadership is just too harsh on people. So I'm not going to be underneath that kind of leadership, whether it be the usher board or the choir or the praise team or the pastor itself.
So what is a good church?
We don't know yet. That's the thing. There's no such thing as a perfect church, but people are looking for perfect churches and can't realize everything's a work in progress. So there's just some things you got to understand is going to happen, because as long as people are operating churches, there's going to be some flaws somewhere, and everybody's not perfect. So if it's not a good fit for you, you got to be bold enough to stand up and say, okay, this isn't for me.
That's the boogie. Hello?
Say what?
Tell her what I said, Jay?
Pastor Boogie?
That's me?
No, that's what I called you.
Oh.
Okay, do it. Say it again, G. Wait. Call it that again, G.
Pastor Boogie?
Pastor Boogie? If for me, to be honest with you, if I'm not getting fed, I can't. I give it chances. Trust me, I give so many chances. I'm not going to come to church and I'm not getting nothing. I'm not getting.
Okay, now
I don't want to go. I don't want to leave the way I went in. You see what I'm saying? I want to get healed.
I hear people say that. So
I want to get fed.
What is it about getting fed and not getting fed? What is it that you could not get from a preacher that's preaching, if they're speaking and preaching the word from the Bible?
It don't even have to be about preaching the word. It could be the songs. It can be the music. It can be like being on one accord and know. Feel like you had a word to go in there. Then you be like, no, you know what? This atmosphere don't need. Let me change it up. I like when pastors do that and preachers do that. They change
in the spirit.
In the spirit, because you wrote that and had it in your mind, it changes up sometimes with different people there. It's somebody out there different. You gotta pick it up in the spirit to know.
But you brought up something.
I know a lot of pastors change up.
What you say, Jay?
Ty, you brought up something when you said you got to have it in your mind before you get there. So what are your intentions when you go to church? What are you expecting to get? What are you looking for when you get there? And if we got to be a little bit more focused minded to what we expect to get. And if we're more focused on that, we will receive it if that's what we're looking for. And yes, there are distractions, but how are we going to not let those distractions get in the way of getting what we are looking for? It could come through a word. It could come through a song. It could come through a move of God. But are we coming looking for, or are we just coming to church because that's just what we've done for the last 48 years of our life? That's what we do because that's what my cousin goes. That my family did. That's what my mama did. That's what my daddy did. Why are we going?
Right. I go to get fed. I go to get the word. I go to feel the Holy Spirit. If I don't feel that Holy Spirit that one time now, what am I doing now?
Yeah.
And I'm sensitive to the Spirit. So if the word good and the Spirit, I'm going to feel it. Because I don't go in thinking, okay, I need to get here for this. It be something I'm feeling, didn't even think about it, and the pastor or whoever preaches about it, because they pick it up in the spirit what people need. Prime example, I went to a church in Greenville a couple weeks ago. He changed the whole word up and said, I want every female that's been sexually assaulted or abused to come to the front. Every female came up front. And it's not what she was preaching that day. She changed it up because it was in her spirit that she needed to reach out to these young ladies. And every one of the young ladies, including me, was crying because that's what we needed to hear. So we suppressed it. I like stuff like that. We got healed that day.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. She changed her whole... Talking about the oh my God and all that, and it changed up. That whole thing.
You still got people that would go through their same experiences and go through the same thing, but yet they will still keep it, and yet will still blame the pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
So I guess a good question would be, do they hate the church or go away from the church because the church didn't give them what they want? Or is it they're just not letting go of the issues they got so they can make room for what they need to get to help them become better? Kind of a deep
Not only that, thing. You might not hear the word you want to hear, but when you see somebody else get healed, I think that's touching too. The Holy Spirit hits that way. You can't be selfish, and maybe the word went for you that day. You can't just stop going because it went for you that day, you know.
But something in that service would be there for you if you come expecting something.
Right. And maybe you expect to see somebody get healed. That might, touch you that way. Like maybe once your turn to get healed that day, but you could see that it can happen.
Yeah, and that can exercise your faith more. If you did it for her, Lord, you can do it for me. So I thank you for healing her. I thank you for delivering her. Yeah. So mine's right around the corner, and I thank you. If you're acute enough to receive it. It goes back to what we were talking about earlier. People are showing up for churches for a concert. People are showing up for churches for a social gathering. People are showing up to church nowadays more to talk about people in the church or talk about people they know outside the church or whatever reason they want to talk about somebody. People aren't there for what they need to be there for. And then they get mad at the church and they ain't got nothing.
Exactly. So the question, like you said, what are we going to church for? Who are we looking for to bring it, to get us in there? Is it the Lord, or is it at the individual that's preaching?
That's true. Sometimes we look at the person behind the pulpit and expect them to do everything. But if we believe that God's in the atmosphere, why aren't we looking towards Him? He's just the person behind the pulpit or on stage, depending on what your church looks like. It's just the person that God is using to give the message to the people who are there. Whether we receive it or not is up to us. But then a lot of people, like you said, Pastor, a lot of people blame the pastor because you didn't say it the right way. You didn't give it to me the right way. Or what are you looking for? Stop looking for me as the person to give it to you and start tuning into the spirit and the atmosphere. God's here. Tell Him what you need. He will give it to you. Like the old altar call song says, if there's a need in your life, I will give it if you only give it to me. Sometimes we don't want to give it to the Lord, and then we blame the pastor, or we blame the elders, or we blame the deacons, or we blame the prayer warriors who are praying over us. You ain't praying right. I'm going to go to somebody else. And then we develop the alleged church hurt. They did me wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. Some churches do people wrong.
Yeah.
But how do we respond? Because hate on hate don't equal love. But at the same time, we can't blame everything on the church. You got to look inward too and see what else we're not giving up or what we're not doing to put ourselves in position to receive what we need from the Lord.
As pastors, there are times where God said, let go, but yet we want to hold on only because of the love that we do have from people and that God and told you over and over and over to let go.
Let it go. Because we think we need them for something else.
Yes. And the thing, it's time for the individual to move on. Like we said, we have so many came and join and leave. And join and leave only because sometimes you said it earlier, just because you wasn't given a title, you're upset because the simple fact is you wasn't ordained at that specific time that you thought, because you feel like you got all the accolades and you didn't want to go through the necessary steps to get there where you need to go. And so if you say that you got all these accolades and all of these things that you say that you have, then why not go through what you need to go through, because that's just like, even in colleges, you still have to take a test to see where you are, what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Placement test.
You can't just walk up in there and say, all right, I'm going to take the advanced class, and you've never taken a lick of Spanish in your life. What are you doing? Even if you did take 3 years of Spanish in high school, you still got to take a placement test to see where they have to put you.
Exactly right. You just can't come in already want to join up on the deacon board, on the usher board, or some type of a board. You still have to be trained in them areas because everybody do something different.
And a lot of churches, ours included, you have to be for lack of a better term, a member for X amount of days before you can join the auxiliary. So they just won't have anybody join. And then day one, okay, now I'm going to be the president of the usher board. You just got here. You don't know how this works. And you don't know how this church usher board works, because not every usher board works the same way. In general, they do the same thing, but different churches do different things. Some churches use hand signals. Some churches don't. What if this church does and you don't know anything about these hand signals? And then you talking about you know everything. I'm going to be not. You're going to get kicked out. And then you're going to be mad at the church. They didn't treat me right. They didn't want to listen to me.
And here we go again. Exactly. But see, look, and also, man, I think it's also important. Most people say, you ought to not think about what people think. As long as you did it for God and God is pleased. I think the church is always good to do an assessment. You know, are you getting anything out of the word? Are you doing this? If I'm speaking to you, is there anything that I can do different? How can the church be? You know, a survey it could be every week, weekly, bi-weekly, once a month. So that way you can always stay fresh.
Yes.
So many businesses do it. So, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
That way you can always know. So whether a person's there or not, it wouldn't be so hard is what I'm trying to say. If you go ahead and leave, then, already, you done turned in your survey, then we just go on, then we keep on working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Recently, I was just asked to be over the youth praise team at our church. And the first thing I asked them at our first meeting and rehearsal was like, all right, is there anything that I can do for you guys that wasn't done last year? Is there a different way that I can teach these songs to you in different ways? Yeah, can you do more individual parts like soprano, alto, tenor, and that's not just give us the song and expect us to get it? I get that. Okay, I understand that. We'll teach that way. I'll also record these rehearsals so you can take them home, you can listen to them, and if you got any questions, call me. Well, they didn't say that you do that last year. See, it's just sitting down and asking questions. How can I better serve you? And they'll give you the answer.
Wow. That's good right there. That's good right there. So this is a story before we move on and get Ty to come in. This lady walks up to the pastor, and it's been out for a minute. The lady walks up to the pastor and begins to talk to him. Pastor, I'm not coming back next Sunday. I'm not coming back to this church not only because he's asked her why. What makes her feel like that? She says people are doing this and people are doing that. So many people on the phone, so many turn around, so many walking, and all of this stuff going on. And then he said, well, sister, I said, well, do me a favor. Just give it one more chance and come back next Sunday. And so she did. And so what he did was gave her a glass and filled it all the way up to the top with water and said, I just want you to do me a favor and walk around the church until I finish preaching. Just walk. And she said, okay, good, I'm going to do that. And so you got to try not to spill it. I said, okay. All right, cool beans. So she got me going around doing songs and pretty much everything was happening. And then the preacher started preaching and then ended up finished preaching. And he goes and says, sister, how you doing? How was the day? how did you feel? Did you feel like everything was on? She said, I don't know, because I was too busy focused on not trying to spill the water out the cup. See, that's what happens with us most of the time, the more in the story. Once we take our focus off of what God is doing and we start worrying about everything else, we start focusing on the chaos like Peter did when he stepped out on the water, we lose our focus and our concentration on what God is trying to tell us at the specific moment because we're not paying attention. So that's what we got to make sure that we begin to do is stay focused on what God has had us to do in any given situation when we're going through. So you have to stay focused. Focus is the key. When you're in church and you're talking about church hurt and all of that stuff, you're focused. You talk about, I didn't get this prophecy didn't come true, and that didn't happen. You have to stay focused. The timing is not always our timing. So we have to make sure we stay focused. TyBoogie, you ready?
Yeah.
All right there. Then let's give it up and talk to us. What you got? TyBoogie in the Corny Joke Corner.
The Sight Beyond Sight podcast presents Joke Corner with TyBoogie.
All right. A woman walked into the kitchen to find her husband talking around with the flock water. She said, what are you doing? She asked. Hunting flies, he replied. Killed, didn't he? She said. Yep, 3 males and 2 females, came the answer. The wife said, how can you tell them apart? 3 was on the beer can and 2 was on the phone.
Oh. Gotcha.
Okay, got one more. Okay. So I picked up a hitchhiker. Seems like a nice guy. After a few miles, he asked me if I wasn't afraid that he might be a serial killer. I told him that that's the odds of 2 serial killers being in the same car were extremely unlikely.
Wow, Ty.
This kid ain't gonna. You got a banger? You got one more?
Yes, I do. Hold on. Yes, I do. I'm lying. I got one more. Okay. A child observed his mother's turning gray hair. He was curious to know the reason. So one day he asked his mom, why are so many hairs turning gray? The mother thinks of teaching something good to him on this question. She replied, every bad action of yours turns one of my hair gray. The child replied, nah, I get it. While grandma's hair all gray.
Ouch.
Boy, y'all sure is turning man.
TyBoogie throwing the knives in her joke corner this week.
Yeah.
Literally with the 2 serial killers.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's TyBoogie in the Corny Joke Corner.
This has been Joke Corner with TyBoogie.
A lot of the church stuff we brought up today is not. I've just celebrated 14 years of preaching, and it's been a magnificent journey. A lot of times and a lot of things make you want to just say, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not doing this no more. A lot of situations, a lot of things come up. I'm not doing this. No, okay, I'm not dealing with the headache. Then you got so many people calling, pulling. But it's it takes a toll on you. But when you allow yourself to realize what you're doing it for and who you're doing it for, nothing else makes it different. It makes it a lot easier. It makes the burden easier because he's a burden chair. So he said we're not carrying this or walking in this thing alone. And that's what we have to remember when we are walking with Jesus. When we were walking, we saw two sets of footprint. But then when you get a little further along the line, you only see one set of footprint, and that's because he is carrying us. He is with us most of the time, just sitting, not saying nothing, waiting to see what we're going to do. Are we going to truly trust him? Or are we going to go ahead and continue to doubt him? So once our mind is made up and we're clear, you can also, too, be 14 years later and still hanging in there. So we just got to allow ourselves to continue to walk by faith and not by sight. Not focus on what's happening around you, what people are saying, other people's opinion, other people's dictations, and other people's thoughts and whatnot. When we focus on what God has for us is for us, then everything else will fall in place. And I thank you all. I thank you again, G, for coming. And Ty was there in the spirit. Maybe we'll throw what you call that thing again, G?
What thing?
That thing that in Minnesota, I think it was proficient. That Excel.
I am going blank. I can't remember what you're saying. I can't remember.
The thing that you go fishing with, that was illegal.
Oh, the lasso.
Yeah, we're going to throw a lasso out there.
I thought I was tired.
We're going to throw a lasso on top. We're going to make sure she be there at the next one.
That might be what she wants.
Yeah, see?
Tied up.
You're going to hold to tie. Lord have mercy. Okay.
That was shot fire a little bit there.
Well, don't say nothing, but
wait from who though? Because he said this. Where you heard the shots come from?
Okay, I'm taking accountability for that.
I think it was nice to sit I was there in the spirit.
Yeah, G said something else though.
G want to home tie you.
You could have stopped right there. Though.
I said, well, maybe the next time she'll be there in person. Or no, I said next time we're daggone, throw a daggone rope and bring it in. Lord have mercy.
Right.
Or maybe next time she'll be able to make it, Lord willing, if the creek don't rise.
Right.
That sounded like a lot right there. Lord have mercy.
May 2nd, Ty. We'll see you May 2nd. Putting in the atmosphere. We'll see you May 2nd, Ty.
Wait, do you even like gospel singings?
Of course.
Oh. No, okay.
So we will see you May 2nd, Ty.
What's May 2nd? I don't even know nothing about nothing. What's May 2nd? Did I get an invite?
I'm going to continue to invite you to everything, whether it was via universal or personal. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that you're there. It's our group spring concert that we're putting on with a bunch of different groups. Okay. But not a bunch. We're just doing 6 because we're not about to be in there all night.
Mm.
Where's that be?
The Messiah Life Center.
Okay, I'll get the info later.
Yeah, that's on the Dunkin' joint. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely give her the information.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can get some footages and try to at least put it on our page.
Okay. Cool, man. At least it ain't last minute. I know it's early.
Yeah, why we both G?
I don't know.
Oh man, but yeah.
I'm gonna get my life together. It's hard right now. I'm gonna get it together.
Okay.
First of all, let me tell you about my daughter and near-death experience to Ohio.
Don't tell me this.
So in is it Hillsville, Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
Hillsville. That was going through ice and snow. They slid and did a whole 360 and went in the ditch. Everybody was fine though. Lavender, she didn't know what was going on. She was smiling back there. But that was good though. But that scared me so bad, my nerves tore up. Oh, I did it wrong way. Yeah, I was scared that day.
This was the other day?
On their way to Ohio, yeah. I didn't get to tell you.
Oh, the day that they had left. But thank God.
So that was all right. They had to get wait on a tow truck to pull them out, and the car was good.
That was that. Thank God the prayer went through her head like we did, like we all prayed. So that's what I said.
I said that. I had just asked you to pray too, remember?
Yeah, man. And said most people, we won't look at the situations like that. You know, return. You know, we just go like, I thank God for that, but then look at it was our preparations before that kept us through, that kept us waiting, that kept us here, that kept us alive. And I thank God for that too. I love that type of testimony.
Yeah, I told my coworkers, I said, I just was telling Pastor to pray for them. And, you know, I said, I think this would really help them out a lot.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
That's a blessing, man. Yeah, man.
Nobody was hurt. Laughing, looking around like, what's going on? Hey, y'all.
Yeah, that's important. Okay.
You know.
Huh?
You know how worried are. You know how my nerves are.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
I'm about to get out of work, come down and get them.
Brother Bear.
$2 gas.
Oh, look, yeah. I didn't know that on it. That would have been messed up. Yeah. There was some smoke in the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. I'm glad they're all right though. So they're up there chilling.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's it, folks. Make sure that y'all continue to tune in and let us continue to grow across the world. And we thank y'all so much. And we'll talk to you next time.
And we're going to let it hurt, let it heal, let it go, and take accountability like I just did. 'Cause I'm going to that next event.
Thank you for listening to the Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast, a podcast of inspiration and information, a production of Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment. If you have a question that you would like to submit to the podcast to be answered by Pastor Happy Feet and the crew, drop us a voicemail at 864-256-0922. Also check out more episodes and content on our Facebook page, Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment, on X at Podcast Site 4, and reach out to us via email, sightbeyondsight7@gmail.com. God bless, and always remember,
Let it hurt, let it heal, and let it go. Peace.
Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment is your home for quality, professional DJ and photography services, school functions, church events, weddings, you name it. Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment is here to help make your event special just for you. We also offer audio recording time in our studio for you and your group, as well as piano and drum lessons for people of all ages. For more information, reach out to us on our Facebook page, Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment. Call us at 864-529-5360 or reach out to us via email at sightbeyondsight7@gmail.com.
Hey, but even if it's a backyard party, don't show up.
I don't do backyard parties, but I go to the front yard.
I mean, yeah, people could be in the front.
I don't do back doors. I don't do that.
Back doors?
Yeah, I don't do back doors.
What you think about that, Jim?
I'm not thinking anything about it. I'm not getting in trouble with Ty anymore. Ty knows where I live.
I thought you would have said that you didn't want nobody in your back door either.
But now they come knocking, they can't get in.
Hey, you got that baby Mr. G. You got that Johnson for my Johnson. Oh, hey. What's wrong with him?
Lord.
Let's go.